Tensions between Pakistan and India have escalated into the region's most serious military confrontation in decadism, with cross-border strikes, diplomatic blowback, and global concern mounting rapidly. Pakistan's National Security Committee says India has once again ignited an inferno in the region. The statement comes after Indian jets targeted 6 locations across Punjab and Azad Jammu and Kashmir in what New Delhi called Operation Sindoor. India claims the strikes hit militant camps, but Pakistan says 31 civilians, including women and children, were killed and 57 injured.
एक और चीज जो कि अहम है कि ये हमला भारत का किस वक्त किया गया? ये उस वक्त किया गया जब पाकिस्तान एक प्रोसेस में था जिसमें इंटरनेशनल मीडिया को और लोकल मीडिया को वो इन तमाम जगहों पे लेके जा रहा था जिनके बारे में भारत एक फॉल्स एलिगेशन लगा रहा था कि दीज आर दोज ट्रेनिंग कैंप्स, जहां से पाकिस्तान दहशतगर्दों को तरबियत दे रहा है और यहां से दहशतगर्दी कराई जा रही है। आप सबके सामने है, दुनिया के सामने है। और जब रियासत पाकिस्तान ने इन टेररिस्ट के अगेंस्ट अपना न्यूज टाइट करना शुरू किया, उनकी स्पेस कम करनी शुरू की, उनके लिए जमीन तंग करनी शुरू की, तो वो खुद अपनी फौज के साथ दहशतगर्दी की कार्रवाई को उतर आए। क्योंकि 6 और 7 की शब को जो हुआ, जो मासूम शहरियों को और बच्चों को निशाना बनाया गया, ये दहशतगर्दी नहीं तो और क्या है।
CNN now reports that a French intelligence official has confirmed one Rafale was indeed downed, possibly the first Rafale lost in combat. French authorities are investigating. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif told Parliament that the Pakistan Air Force was fully prepared, intercepting the Indian operation and downing 5 jets, including 3 Rafale fighters. He said none of Pakistan's aircraft crossed into Indian airspace, but they successfully locked communications and forced India's jets to abort. 2 drones were also shot down.
और पाकिस्तान के उकाब मुकम्मल तौर पर तैयारी में थे और हमारे जहाजों ने पाकिस्तान की सरहदों को अबूर नहीं किया। जनाब स्पीकर, जो ही हिंदुस्तान के जहाजों ने पेलोड उन्होंने रिलीज किया, हमारे उकाब झपटे और आनन फानन 5 जहाज जिनमें 3 राफेल हैं उनको मार कराया और उनको ऊंधे मुंह वो कश्मीर पर जाकर गिरे।
Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar called the airstrikes choreographed, noting Pakistan exercised restraint, targeting only jets that dropped payloads. He's now briefed diplomats in Islamabad and urged the world to hold India accountable.
And response framework outlined in National Security Committee statement dated 22nd of April 2025 resolutely defended the territorial integrity of Pakistan, including Azad Jammu and Kashmir, against the Indian aggression, while also bringing down 5 Indian fighter aircrafts and unmanned aerial vehicles in the process.
PPP Chairman Bilal Bhutto warned that Pakistan will respond, under its right to self-defense as per the UN Charter. You attacked our civilians. Now be ready, he said.
आपने पाकिस्तान के बेगुनाह शहरियों पे, हमारा बेगुनाह बच्चों पे हमला किया है, हमारे हद सरजमीन पे हमला किया है। अब उनको तैयारी और हौसला रखना पड़ेगा, इसलिए पाकिस्तान का जवाब अब आना है। रात के अंधेरे की नहीं, किसी झूठ की बना पे नहीं, इंटरनेशनल कानून के मुताबिक, यूनाइटेड नेशंस चार्टर के मुताबिक पाकिस्तान के पास ये हक है कि जहां भी, जैसे भी हम इस हमला का जवाब दे सकते हैं।
In New Delhi, the government staged a 15-minute power blackout near Parliament as part of emergency drills. Back in Pakistan, emergency protocols have been activated. Rescue 1122 services in Sindh and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa are on high alert. In Gilgit-Baltistan, hospital leaves have been cancelled, and medical supplies are being stocked. Police across Karachi and Sindh are increasing surveillance, and all leaves for officers have been revoked. The Civil Aviation Authority has reopened airspace over most cities, though some Lahore region routes remain restricted. Airlines across Asia are rerouting flights. Korean Air, China Airlines, Malaysia Airlines, and Thai Airways have all issued alerts. American Airlines cancelled a flight to Delhi and is repositioning aircraft. The PTA has blocked 16 Indian YouTube channels, 31 video links, and over 30 websites spreading what it called anti-Pakistan propaganda. Authorities say the move is part of efforts to counter disinformation amid the crisis. Pakistan has briefed ambassadors in Islamabad and called for global accountability. Meanwhile, the Taliban government in Afghanistan, along with the UN, US, Russia, China, and European powers, have all urged restraint. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said the world cannot afford a military confrontation between two nuclear states. France acknowledged India's right to self-defense but stressed the need to protect civilians. Germany, the UK, and Italy echoed similar calls, while Turkey condemned India's actions as provocative. China reaffirmed support for Pakistan and pledged to play a constructive role in defusing tensions. As the region holds its breath, Pakistan says it does not want war, but it will not tolerate attacks on its people or its sovereignty. PM Shahbaz has vowed that every drop of blood spilled by those slain in last night's airstrikes by India would be avenged.
मेरे बुजुर्गों, भाई और बहनों, हम ये अहद करते हैं कि इन शहीदों के खून के एक एक कतरे का ज़रूर हिसाब लिया जाएगा, इंशाअल्लाह। ये वो बुज़दिल दुश्मन है जो नहत्ते इंसानों पर वार करके खुद को ताकतवर समझता है, लेकिन कल रात हमने साबित कर दिया कि अल्लाह ताला के फजल करम से पाकिस्तान अपनी दिफा में मुंह तोड़ जवाब देना जानता है।
Chinese President Xi Jinping arrived in Moscow on Wednesday for high-level talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin, just hours after Ukrainian drones once again targeted the Russian capital. The timing of the visit, amid escalating airstrikes between Russia and Ukraine, underscored the political weight of Xi's presence, which Kyiv has openly criticized. Russian authorities said they intercepted at least 14 Ukrainian drones heading for Moscow overnight, temporarily suspending flights at the city's main airports. Soon after, Xi landed at 𝐒𝐭𝐲𝐬 2 airport. His visit marks a significant show of support for Putin, who remains under heavy Western sanctions for his invasion of Ukraine. In contrast, Ukraine continues to suffer under near-daily Russian bombardment. Overnight, a mother and her son were killed in Kyiv during a wave of Russian missile and drone attacks, which also injured 7 others. President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the strikes and reiterated his call for a 30-day ceasefire in line with the U.S. proposal. Meanwhile, Zelensky also urged Western allies to support the development of interceptor drones to better defend against Russian attacks. Emphasizing technological advancement in warfare, he called on Ukraine's Ministry of Defense and Foreign Affairs to secure funding and partnerships for drone production. Xi's visit comes amid an expanding economic and strategic alliance with Russia, including proposed energy deals. While China publicly promotes peace, its deepening ties with Moscow raise concerns in Kyiv and Washington. The war shows no signs of slowing, even as diplomacy continues on multiple fronts. The United States and Israel have reportedly discussed the potential for Washington to lead a temporary post-war administration in Gaza, according to 5 sources familiar with the matter. These high-level consultations envision a transitional authority headed by a U.S. official tasked with overseeing Gaza until the region is demilitarized and stable enough for a viable Palestinian administration to take over. The sources, speaking on condition of anonymity, likened the proposal to the U.S.-led coalition provisional authority in Iraq following the 2003 invasion. No fixed timeline has been proposed, with the duration expected to depend on developments on the ground. Meanwhile, Israeli airstrikes in Gaza have killed at least 26 people, according to Gaza's civil defense agency. Among the dead were 15 people sheltering in the 𝐾𝐚𝐰𝐬 school in Gaza City and 8 members of the al-Qidr family in Khan Yunis, including children as young as 2. They were sleeping and the house collapsed on them, said a grieving relative, as wounded civilians arrived at hospitals amid ongoing bombardment. Witnesses and medical staff described harrowing scenes of chaos, injuries, and death. Amid growing international concern, the UN's top human rights official warned that Israel's plans to expand military operations in Gaza pose a serious risk to civilians. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk, speaking during a visit to Copenhagen, condemned the growing destruction and dehumanization in Gaza, calling it a very dangerous moment for civilians.